Hey, I'm Michael. Welcome back to Terror Tuesday, aka my weekly attempt to not have to film this in portrait because I refuse to. Today I'm looking at the Empress and Temperance. Now, the Empress and Temperance are the two cards following the High Priestess and Death, respectively, in the Major Arcana. And given what I'm about to touch on these, it feels appropriate to reference this as a point of rebirth. If death is the new life that one is entering into, you could look at the High Priestess as the midwife who is carrying you through it. Consequently, that makes the Empress the mother of this new life, and Temperance being that first breath of it. The Empress upright is a card of nurturing and energy and embodiment of that mothering instinct. She is mother. Temperance is almost a card of stillness, but not in the same way that the Hanged Man is a reflection of the life left behind, nor is it like the High Priestess, which invites an inner searching. It's a literal still point. Because immediately after birth, no person is fully formed. We can't even stand, we can barely keep our eyes open. It is, after that trauma, a period of rest. So, if you have the Empress, who is your encouraging soccer mom, and Temperance, which is the discouraging of, frankly, you don't have motor skills yet, where are they paralleled? And I feel like that comes from, again, looking at the reversals. In the Dragon Tarot, the Empress is a yes, Temperance is a no. So, inverting one aligns it with the other in that sense. You have the Empress, who is nurturing, generating the abundance. It is an energy from within the person, or the energy of a person, a situation, which is creating an environment where one can thrive. But the danger comes with Temperance reversed, which acts as a card of excess and being too much, entirely too much. Tone it down a notch. Because of this, it's like a yes and versus a yes but. Both are encouraging and promoting, but whereas one is an allowing of things, the other is an observing of things. It's a life fostered versus a life out of control. And the same is true the other direction. The Empress is exhausted. She has been at this forever. She's a single mom working 2 jobs to support her kids who are ungrateful, and she needs the rest of Temperance to be still, recharge, and mother herself in the process. So in this, it's almost less of a parallel and more like a call and response. It's the Empress calling out to Temperance to show these are the circumstances that have become, and Temperance responding with, this is the path where it leads. What makes this particularly interesting is if you look at the original Rider-Waite artwork, for the Empress, there is the river flowing behind her, signifying the abundance therein. Whereas in Temperance, it is the pouring of one cup into another, with one foot on the ground, one foot in the water. So, and I don't know why, but in my head, I see Temperance as upstream from the Empress, pouring forth the water which she uses to fertilize her life and the lives of those around her. It's also worth noting that the Empress is almost a support card. She is, well, I mean, she is on land and in water. And the way I look at the suits, they are both passive elements. Earth is an element of passive existence. It is the fact of being. Water is passive transcendence. It is the fact, irrefutable, of the raising from one plane of existence to another. So it is the fact of where you are and the fact of where you're going. And given this, I look at the Empress as, at its core, a card of outward energy. It's the energy, the path has come from something, with Temperance being an inverse of it. The energy in the path is going to. And what they come from and go to depends on the other cards in the context, where they lie in the spread. And where I'm starting to find a real through thread in all of this is I still maintain a consistency of elevation, for want of a better word. The Empress is still a card of the individual's journey. It is a support, a singular support for a singular person. She is the mother of the fool. She is nurturing the fool on their journey through the major arcana. Temperance is merely the path on which they trod. A waypoint, a place of rest and recovery, much like how the Empress and the mother figures that she represents are places where a person ideally should be able to find respite and counsel. And I still find that endlessly fascinating. So I'm very much looking forward to watching the Emperor and the Devil square off next week in this light. In the meantime, I'm Michael, and thank you for letting me ramble for 9 minutes.